Hi, dear friends. Today we are going to discuss about some of the important concept under OOPS in Java programming language. Okay. Yes. What is the important OOPS concept we have seen earlier? Class, object, polymorphism, inheritance, and encapsulation. So we will see class and object today, at least. Okay. So if time permits, we can see remaining three concepts also. Okay. Yes. Class. So class is a template of creating an object. What is that? Class, we can say template on creating an object. Template on creating an object. We can say class is a template on creating an object, and the class should contain template on creating object. Okay. And second thing is it contains member variables and member function. Member variables and member functions. Okay. Again, these member variables are divided into several types. We will see those types later. But at this point, you have to remember class is a template on creating an object, and it contains member variables and member functions. Okay. So otherwise we can say there are two types of member variables and member function. Those are called static and dynamic. Sorry, static and non-static. Static and non-static variables. Okay, static and non-static variable. Okay, we will see the purpose static and non-static later, but at this stage you have to remember a member variables divided into static and non-static. At the same time, member functions also divided into static and non-static. Okay, so class is a template on creating an object, and it contains member variables and member functions. This is the definition of class. Okay, next, what do you mean by object? Object, we can say runtime entity of a class. Runtime entity of a class. Otherwise, we can say it is an instance of class. Runtime entity or instance of a class. Instance of a class. Okay. Yes. So the class is a template on creating an object, and it contains member variables and a member function. Again, the variables and the members are divided into two types, static and non-static. And what do you mean by object? Object is a runtime entity, and it is an instance of a class. And one more point you have to remember here: without a class, we cannot create an object. Without class, we cannot create an object. Okay, without a class we cannot create an object. And again, this is very important point. Without constructor we cannot create an object also. Most of the people will think, okay, class only the mandatory to create an object. Yes, it is mandatory. At the same time, constructor also very important to create an object. Okay, that means without the constructor we cannot create. Without constructor we cannot create object. Okay, create an object. So which means, so constructor has to exist in order to create an object. So then what do you mean by constructor? Constructor again same as a class. Constructor is a same as a class name inside your class. Constructor name should be the same. There is certain rules we have to follow to create a constructor. Then constructor should follow some certain rules. That means constructor name should be a same as the class name. That we can see now step by step. Okay. Yes. Now last class we have seen the first is my class. Now see, I am going to create one class called as public, okay, employee, sorry, class. I'm going to create a class. This is the way we have to create a class. Okay, employee, this is a name of the class. For example, class employee is a name of the class. I'm going to create one member variable called as integer employee emp id, integer emp id, then name, sorry, string, next string emp name is a again variable. So, see, in this class I have two member variable. One is emp id and another one is emp name. Now integer is a data type for this employee id and string is a data type for the emp name. So in Java we will have several data types. We will see step by step later. But at this stage you have to remember there are two data type in our class I am using. The first one is a integer. My and emp id is a employee variable. So here we have to give some space between variable and data type, integer space emp id, and as part of Java there is certain rules. Each and every line should ends with semicolon. That's why I gave semicolon. Integer space emp id, string space emp name. There are two member variables as part of my class employee. Okay, next, see, I'm going to create private, okay, sorry, public, I can make it as public. There is a return variable called void set name. Okay, okay, at this stage we don't want any method, so this is now member variables. Now see, I'm going to create a one constructor employee. See, the constructor should be same as the class name. This is the way you have to provide a constructor. We can say this is called a zero argument constructor. What is that? Zero argument constructor. This is called a zero argument constructor. Here I am going to assign value for this employee ID as a 111. Okay. Now this is the way I am assigning some values to my member variable. Okay, emp id. Next, emp name I'm going to give. This is I'm going to give, okay, for example, Raja. Okay, so very simple. This is the way we have to write a class. Okay, class is a keyword, then we have to give a name of the class. This is user defined name. Again, you can give anything. Okay, you can give anything. Okay, this is a name of the class, and inside we have a two instance variable, emp id, emp name. Then each and every variable should have a data type. Here emp id is an integer and emp name is a string. And again, this is the constructor. This is the way we have to define the constructor. Here see, employee and open bracket close bracket, and inside I have two line of logic. Just I am assigning the values to the variables emp id and the emp name. Okay, this is the way we have to write a class. Okay, yes, that is okay. Next, see, I am going to write one more method here. I am going to write one more method. Public, okay, void is a method. Okay, display is the name of the method. What is that? Display is the name of the method. Here now I am displaying name and the age of the, sorry, name and ID of the employee. Okay, system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println. This is the way we have to display name. Okay, I'm going to give employee. This is a string employee hyphen id colon, then string emp id. Okay, yes. Then I'm going to display employee name. Okay, employee name I'm going to display. I'm giving employee name. Okay, emp name is the name of the variable. Okay, okay. Now my class is ready. Okay, now my class is ready. Here, this is the main class is a first dot java is my main class. Inside I have another class is called as in the same file. In the same file I have another class is called as employee. Okay, I'm going to compile this one using Java compiler. Okay, where it is, this is saved Java sample first dot java under which directory? D directory. I'm going inside the directory where I have saved my first dot java file. Okay, java sample here. Okay, See, we know very well, last class we have discussed how to compile. Just we have to give the before that, let me check. I am going to delete this first dot class file. Okay, now I am going to compile my .java file. Let's see what will happen. Okay. Okay, compilation done. See this here. There are two different classes has been created by the compiler. Okay, that means inside I have a two files. Inside I have a two class. One is a first. That class is defined as a public. Okay, and again this is one class, but this class is I haven't defined anything. For the, we can say this public is a access specifier. There are several access specifiers are there as part of Java. We will see that one later. What is the purpose of each and every access specifier? The public is nothing but an access specifier, but in this class, employee class, I haven't provided any access specifier. Now see, I'm going to provide access specifier for this class. Okay, yes, now I'm going to compile it. Let's see what will happen. Okay, see, it is throwing an error. That means single file. This is also into question. If you are trying for the fresher people, a single file, can we provide multiple class? Yes, we can provide multiple class. We can derived inside your single .java file. At the same time, only one class should be a public. What is that? Only one class should be a public. That's what it is complaining. See here, class employee is public, should be declared in the file named employee.java. Public class employee. Okay. So the very simple single file, we can write multiple class. In that case, only one class should be a public. Okay. I'm going to delete this one. Now it will not say anything. Okay. First.java. Okay. Yes, fine. Next I'm going to, if you want, I can remove this public as well. Let's see what will happen. Okay. It is also not compiling anything, but see, I'm going to run this. Let's see what will happen. Okay. Okay, it is working fine, but there are some certain reason. Single file, then we can provide n number of class. Suppose if you want to provide a public access specifier for the class, then only one class should be a public. Okay, we will see later access specifier very detailed manner. Okay, now we are going to discuss only the class and object, because how the object is created and how we are calling the method. That basic things you should know first, then only you will understand very deep what is going on in and around of the Java. Okay, yes, fine. Now okay, I'm this is fine. Now see, how will you create an object? This is the way we have to create. Employee e equal to new employee. New is the operator to create a object of a class. This is the way we have to create a object. This is the way we have to create an object. Now we can say E is a instance variable. E is here instance variable. Otherwise, instance of an object. Okay. Otherwise, yeah. Okay. E. Then this is the operator. We can write this is double line also. E equal to. Here we are declaring instance variable of the, sorry, local variable. Otherwise, we can say this is the local variable of public static void method. Then E is a variable with the type employee. With the type employee. Okay. Now then E equal to new employee. Here new is a operator. New is, again we can say, operator to create a object. To create a, see very carefully. You people has to listen very carefully here, because most of the developer having the confusion. Even 4 or 5 years people is also getting confusion about the uh, instance of a variable and how to create an object, how the object is working, how it is saving memory, these kind of things. Okay, but you have to clear very clear here. This is the way you have to create an object. Okay, then how will you call the method? Using e dot the name of the method display. This is the way you have to create a, okay, this is the way you have to create a, sorry, this is the way you have to call the method. Okay, employee, here we are defining the variable of the class, and again here we are creating an object. And again people may confuse in the interview, how many ways we can create an object? Only one way, as part of Java, using new operator. And again this new, see, this is the employee. Now employee, this object is created based on the zero argument constructor. What is that? Zero argument constructor. Here employee, we have an employee. That employee is a zero argument constructor. Zero argument constructor. Okay. Yes. Here new is an operator used to create an object. That object is created based on the zero argument constructor. So very beginning I told you, the object is created always based on the constructor. Always created based on the constructor. Employee is a, here this employee and open bracket close bracket means this is the zero argument constructor. Okay. Zero argument constructor. Okay. If you want, we can write this in a single line. Okay. This is a single line. Yes, that's good. Okay. Now I am going to compile once again. Java C. Okay. Java C. Now compilation done. See, I'm going to run now Java first. Okay. See, now I got the output of this display method. Okay. Now I got the output of the display method. It is displaying employee ID and here employee name. Okay. Now we can see on small diagram how the object is created, because otherwise if people, I will derive this program furthermore, then you will get little confusion. To avoid that confusion, I'm going to derive one small, I'm going to design one small diagram here. Okay. Must be okay. So we know very well, whenever we are starting Java space first means we are starting the Java virtual machine and giving this first class to the virtual machine. Then what this virtual machine will do, that means JVM will do, it will execute the class file of the first. Okay, execute the class file of the first. This statement got executed, it will create an object. This statement got executed. See, inside our object. Okay, here it will create an object. And here very important, whenever the object is created, that means object is created based on the zero argument constructor, we said, right? That's why whenever we are creating an object, this zero argument constructor will be executed. Then inside the constructor, it will assign the value for the employee ID. Okay. And next term, we will have a EMP name. Okay. Here, see, it will assign the value for the name Raja. Okay. Then this object is pointed by the reference variable. This object is pointed by the reference variable E. Okay. Okay. Then E is a instance variable, otherwise reference variable for the object. That object is holding the information about the employee, EMP ID and EMP name. That's why when we are calling the E.display, it is displaying name and ID. You got it, right? So what it is happening? Okay. Next, see, I'm going to make this program slightly change. Slight change I can make. Okay. Here I am going to provide one parameterized constructor. I am going to declare ID and string name. ID and name. There are two parameters as part of this constructor. Now this is called as a zero argument constructor. This is called as a parameterized constructor. Now see what I am doing here. Parameterized constructor. Here I am assigning this employee ID equal to this parameter, and employee name as this parameter. Okay. Employee name as this name parameter. Okay. Now there are two different constructor we have provided. This is zero argument constructor. Inside the zero argument constructor, we have some default value we have assigned to instance variable. Here we have a argument constructor, but we are assigning the dynamically this arguments to the instance variable. Okay. Yes. Now see this. I'm going to create a object. I'm going to create a object for another instance. We can say this is another instance. This is another instance. Another instance. Employee E1 equal to new employee. See, now this argument is created based on two different parameters, arguments. Otherwise we can say this is the argument constructor, this is different constructor, right? Okay, now I'm going to give Rani. Okay, yes. Now see, this portion of code got executed. What will happen is it will create another object. It will create another object based on. It will create another object based on the parameters. Based on the parameters. Based on the parameters. And this is pointed by the reference variable E1. This is pointed by the reference variable E1. Okay, 1 second. Let me. Oh, sorry. This is pointed by the reference variable E1. Okay. Okay. Now inside that we have a variable now called, what is that? 1 second. Now what is the value for EMP ID? EMP ID will assign the EMP ID to 222 and the name as EMP, name as a Rani, name as a Rani. Okay, yes. Now see, there are two different classes. This is the reusability as part of Java. This is the reusability exactly. Okay, the logic is same, but we have two different instances having a two different values. So this is the way we can create or assign multiple values for the instance variable by creating a constructor. By creating a constructor. See, now I am going to display. Now see, E dot display I'm doing. Now what I'm doing is here I'm going to display E dot display. E1 dot display. Now see, I'm going to run this. Let's see what will happen. Okay. I'm clearing this. Sorry. CLS Java C first dot. Oh sorry. First dot Java. Okay. Oh sorry. Now I'm going to run this. Okay. Now see, for first object we have employee ID and 111 and employee name is Raja, and second employee ID, okay, 222 and Rani. So that means we can create a different object using the constructor. Then each object is an instance of a particular class. This instance having E1 having different values, E2 having a different values, because here we have created based on different constructor, and that constructor values already assigned inside this. See, this is very important. Here what I did, I have assigned this ID. That means this ID value to the employee. Suppose I'm removing this. Let's see what will happen. Suppose I'm removing this. Let's see what will happen. Okay. First dot Java, and see, now it is giving 0, because that value, even though we are creating an object based on the parameterized constructor, that means two argument constructor, but I haven't assigned this ID with the instance variable of employee ID. That's why when we are displaying this value coming as a 0, that means default value for the integer is 0. Default value for the integer is 0. That's why it is displaying, okay, 0 only. Now you people very much clear about how to create an object, and this is again object is reusability. Using that object we can call multiple times same method, then it will execute that functionality. Okay, yes. See here now I am going to create one more time. Sorry, I am going to call one more time this display method. Now see here. See, one more time it is getting displayed, and again here we can create multiple time this in this same object as well. See here, what I am doing is, now I am creating another object called as E3. Then this value 333. Here I am going to make this one as a money. Okay. Now I am going to display E3. So very important here. sorry. Java. Okay, now I'm going to run this. Okay, see this, now it is giving employee ID 333, employee name as a money. That means we can reuse this same class again and again. Here very important, this display is displaying default value for the employee ID 111 and Raja, but this displays, sorry, this one saying, let me change this one, E2. Okay, E2, I'm going to create E2. Okay, E2. Now what I'm going to do here is Java, sorry, this is E2, I'm sorry, correct, I'm sorry. Okay, E2, and this is E3, E2, I'm making this one, E2. Okay, E2. Here see, when this display, it is displaying default values which is assigned in the zero argument constructor. Okay, 111 and Raja. This object is displaying employee ID as a 222 and Rani, and this object is displaying employee ID as a 333 and name as a money. The reason here is, so we are even though calling same method again and again, but that method is called based on the three different objects. Remember, that is important. Our method is called three different objects. Then that the object containing some values, those values only display. Okay, now, so this is the way you have to let me increase this font 1 second. Properties, buffer size, number of buffer. I want to increase the font size of it. Okay, let me make it as 20. Let's see, or 28. Okay, I think this is somewhat visible to everyone. Okay, yes, that's good. Now this is fine. Now, okay, now you people very much clear about object. Even though we are creating an object using a different way, that object is again runtime entity, and inside the object we have a data. That data is depending on the constructor. Okay, the data is depending on the constructor. Okay, this is the concept actually. So class is a template of creating an object. See here, without class we cannot create an object at all. Without class we cannot create a object at all. Okay, now, that is why it is a template. It is a template on creating an object. Next, member variables and member function. It should contain member variables and member function. Okay, then those members sometimes will be a static or non-static. Okay, the static and non-static we will see now. Okay, then object is a runtime entity, and it is an instance of a class. Without class we cannot create an object. Without constructor we cannot create an object. Yeah, okay, that is we have discussed now. See here, all the object is created based on the constructor. Here we will have a zero argument constructor. Here we will have a parameterized constructor. Then interview people will ask, can we provide a number of constructor inside the class? Yes, we can provide a number of constructor. Okay, but each and every constructor should have a different arguments. Same number of arguments, same type of argument constructor we should not provide inside the class. If you want, we can check that one also. See, I'm going to provide another constructor with the same. Okay, with same. Okay, let's see what will happen. Okay, Java C employee dot Java. See, it is complaining. Okay, the file not found. Okay, what is it? Sorry, employee. Sorry, what is that? First dot Java first. Okay, see, it is saving. It is saying already defined employee. Okay, that's why it is showing an error. Okay, very simple. We can provide a number of constructor. Each constructor should have a different types, and the number of argument also different. Okay, yes. Next we will see what is static and non-static. This is very simple. Whatever variable we are declaring, now I am going to, okay, we will provide another class. Okay, class, what is that? We can say hello world. Hello World is a class. Now see, and again here also we can, 1 second. Now I'm going to remove this all the logic. I'm going to remove. Okay, all the logic I'm going to remove. Okay. Okay, here indeed. Okay, let me show you. Sorry, we can keep at least one object here. One object here. Okay. One object here. Okay. Now, whatever method we are providing inside the particular class, these methods without keyword static, we can say that method is called as a static method. This method is a static. And again, this method is a, sorry, this variable is a non-static variable. Okay. If you want, we can discuss this one very clearly in the next video. Okay. So we can close this video at this stage. I think this is enough today. So static and non-static details we can discuss very detailed manner later in next video. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for all your cooperation, guys. Bye.